To demonstrate how application gateways work in practice, I'm going to go back to my virtual machine and local terminal combination. And on my local machine, I'm going to run a web proxy called SQUID. So SQUID here is waiting for HTTP requests that will forward on to some other servers, and it can have various rules that say what sorts of requests are allowed, but I'm just letting all through right now. Back in my virtual machine, I'm going to change the firewall configuration to allow DNS requests through the DNS server. Otherwise, I'm only going to allow requests going out that are just destined for that host machine. I'll accept packets going to that and packets on input coming back from only the host. So I'm locking down my machine so it can only communicate with the machine where that terminal is connected. So let's run this firewall, or install this firewall. Let's see, I got a bad arguments because I have an extra space here. Let's make sure we did what we wanted to there, which is IP tables list. And we see that we are accepting anything to and from our DNS address here. And we're accepting anything from that host 192.68.64 and accepting anything going to that. So I should be able to ping that machine. I can. And I should also be able to reach that proxy that I've set up. My web browser right now, though, is cut off from everything. So if I try to reload, then you see it gets stuck. What I need to do is go in and configure the proxy in my web browser to explicitly say, I want to use this 192.168.64.1 proxy that I just set up. SQUID by default runs on port 3128. And what this will mean is that any request I make in this web browser now goes through that proxy, and that proxy gets the answer for me. So my machine can't talk directly to the internet, but it can talk to the SQUID process. The SQUID process forwards the request out, and we get it back in the browser. You saw that there was another option here in my settings for proxy where I could pick a SOCKS5 host instead. So let's do that. If I go back to my terminal, and instead of running the SQUID proxy, I run microsocks. This runs by default on port 1080, so I will get rid of this configuration and use that same address, 192.168.64.1, 1080, with the SOCKS5 protocol. And this will turn out to work again. So SOCKS prints out a lot more things, that microsocks program, but the web browser is able to access things now through that protocol. Same idea, different underlying protocols. SQUID uses an HTTP-based protocol, and SOCKS uses a lower level protocol, but still driven by the application.